Hello everyone, my name is Lucky Raccoon and today I'm gonna teach you guys how I managed to get 4,000 to 5,000 super credits daily, and this is within a span of about 5 to 6 hours, and of course you can choose yourself if you wanna go for longer or shorter. The longer you go, the more super credits you get, the shorter you go, the less you get. Of course, that's the basics. But before we get into it, I would just like to say that if you guys do enjoy this type of content, don't forget to subscribe. I do love this game myself. I have well over 200 hours in this game and I have no intentions to stop anytime soon. So if you want to see more informational videos, please do subscribe. It does help me out and it does help you out with all this information. I do all the hard work for you and just come out with the straight facts on how all this works. No more begging from me. Thank you guys for being here, but let's get into the information. This is how much super credits I have right now, and I've made well over 20,000 super credits in total using this farm, and this is for about 5 days that I've been using this myself. And like I said, I've been on for about 6 hours. You choose if you want to go for longer or shorter. This farm does not have any limits other than how long you want to go for. This might change in the future, so I really recommend getting into this as fast as possible. But let's get into the mechanic itself. And how this works is basically you go into a 40-minute mission, preferably a tier 1 trivial mission, as I always choose myself because the maps tend to be smaller and have all the POIs closer to each other. I usually have between 5 and 7, and that's usually enough. What you want to look for is super credits on all these POIs, bunkers, containers, or pods. These pods can spawn 1 super credits, containers has a possibility to spawn 2, and a bunker has 3. This is totally RNG based, both from POIs as well as the super credit spawning. This is what I'm trying to say with RNG is luck. It's luck based. It's totally random how much you will get, so you might have to run multiple maps to actually find enough. But what I'm looking for is a map that gives me at least 40 super credits or 50 that I can pick in less than 1 minute or just over 1 minute, maybe 1 and 30. As soon as you pick up the super credits, they do go up here into your account right away. There's no need to extract for them to actually count. It does not work like the samples where you actually need to extract for them to count, and this is where I think this might change in the future, and that's why I'm saying use this while it works. And right after you guys have picked up all the super credits that you found, all you have to do is quit the game as the host, and the rest of your team will just return to ship. This will make sure that the map that you played on will stay untouched and able to play again, and you as the host that started this map goes in your ship, starts the game, and does it again. And I'm gonna show you guys a video of me doing this myself with one friend and with a full 4-man group. How this works itself is that you play the same map over and over again and have your designed spots where you do go and grab these super credits. As soon as everybody has picked up all the super credits, you let each other know. And when that happens, the host leaves the game, the rest of you return to your ships, the host starts up his game again, and then you team up and drop down again, just on the same map over and over again. Something that might occur is that the map sometimes does disappear even though you're using this strat, and that's because there seems to be some kind of invisible timer that does wipe your map eventually. But this doesn't happen too often. I've had maps stay for hours and sometimes days. This I cannot confirm exactly how often it happens or why it happens. It might be because of small updates, patches, or just an invisible timer. That I cannot confirm or deny what might be true or not. Why I gave that information is just to be ready that that might happen. Farm up a new map and do the same thing over and over again. Before we get into the actual video showcase, I want to make sure that you guys have the most optimal equipment to make sure that you're saving as much time as possible, and that's what we're gonna do now. And the first thing we want to make sure we have is the impact grenade, and if you do not have the impact grenade, you want to use the frag grenade. And why we need grenades is to open the containers that do contain 2 different possible super credits. And why we're using the impact grenade is because it has 0 fuse time and can open the containers as fast as possible, saving us time. Then if you do have, it's not a must, I recommend using the Trailblazer Scout helmet because this has a secret stat right now that seems to be unintentional, but it does work, and therefore you can save extra time. It does give you extra speed as well as stamina regen on any armor that you choose to use. Then you want to make sure you're using the fastest possible light armor. The one I go for myself is the breaker armor because I have the extra grenades, and the grenades are very useful when it comes to opening containers. Anyone with the same kind of speed stat still works. Keep in mind that some light armors does have slower run speed but higher armor rating. Make sure you go with the ones with the fastest speed because this saves you time. And then lastly, boosters. You want to make sure you using the stamina enchantment booster if you're running solo because you can run for further as well as getting your stamina up faster, and that makes sure that you can do these runs faster. If you have a mate with you, you want to make sure that he's running the muscle enchantment booster that helps you running uphill or in harder terrains like snow or mud. If you have a third mate, I recommend running with the Hellpod space optimization, giving you a full bag of grenades instead of just running with possibly hot. If you have a fourth friend, it really does not matter which booster he uses. In theory, he doesn't even need to use one at all. That's all for the gear that is necessary to use when it comes to this farming and saving as much time as possible, and let's get into the actual showcase on how this works. But I love it. Obviously, I've already beaten and doubled my first person. I assume you killed just one and then well, that was something missing. Yeah, but it's just how you I'm only my first. I got 2.2 probably not. And today when I press something like 4,000, how fuck? Because they run this 6 hours today, now they're 4.5k insane. That's fine, but that's quite good. That's actually nice.
At this point.
Done.
Yep.
Squadron.
Yeah,
We're literally doing this in less than a minute, boys. We're speeding up.